From the silence of space, gazing upon the Earth, you would discover an incredible geographical marvel. In northern China, a winding green artery is pulsating and spreading across a vast yellow skin. This is not a miracle of natural evolution, but a product of human will. This green lifeline, untraceable on satellite images just over 40 years ago, now appears like a slow yet determined planetary-scale surgery, stitching back together an Earth torn apart by desert. This is China's Green Great Wall, a project of the century aimed at taming the yellow sands and reshaping the landscape, and also the ultimate expression of ambition and reflection that humanity can muster in the face of ecological disaster. The beginning of this story is not a pastoral idyll, but a nightmare that has engulfed generations. To understand this green revolution, we must first return to the era of suffocation by yellow sand. In the latter half of the 20th century, as China rapidly industrialized, it inadvertently awakened a sleeping beast, the desert. Massive deforestation, overgrazing, and irrational land reclamation stripped the Earth of its final protective layer. The consequences were catastrophic. The deserts of northern China transformed into a hungry yellow dragon, devouring farmland and villages at a rate of thousands of square kilometers per year. The capital, Beijing, became the frontline of this crisis. In the 1970s, the annual memory of Beijing citizens inevitably included dozens of sky-obscuring sandstorms. This was not mild dust, but a true yellow peril. Fierce winds carrying sand from the Gobi Desert formed 100-meter-high walls of sand that roared into the city. The sky turned an ominous orange, and daylight instantly vanished as if it were night. According to early reports, a single strong sandstorm could dump approximately 330,000 metric tons of yellow sand on the capital. This devouring of the yellow dragon triggered a full-blown societal crisis. Rates of respiratory illness soared, agricultural and transportation systems were frequently paralyzed, and the direct economic losses amounted to tens of billions of yuan annually. When the crisis had the nation by its throat, a bold, almost audacious, vision was born. In 1978, China decided to shift from passive defense to active offense, resolving to build an unprecedented green barrier across the vast north with flesh, blood, and will. The 3 North Shelter Belt program is, to this day, the most ambitious ecological transformation project in human history. Spatial dimension. The project's planned area covers 4.69 million square kilometers, larger than the entire 27-nation European Union. Within this vast territory, the planned afforestation area is equivalent to the size of Germany. Temporal dimension. The project, launched in 1978, is scheduled for completion by 2050, spanning 72 years and requiring the sustained dedication of 3 generations. Quantitative dimension. To date, over 78.8 billion trees have been planted. This number continues to grow at an astonishing rate. This 4,500-kilometer-long green barrier stretches from the northeast to the northwest, its length exceeding the distance from New York to Los Angeles. It is not a thin wall of trees, but a complex forest grassland shrub ecosystem with a depth of up to several hundred kilometers. Initially, facing such a monumental task, the tools were heartbreakingly primitive. Tens of thousands of people, farmers, soldiers, and students, used the most basic shovels and buckets to dig pit after pit in the wind and sand, using their bodies to shield the fragile saplings from the first onslaught of gales. However, passion alone cannot create miracles in a region with less than 200 mm of annual rainfall. The success of the Green Great Wall lies in an equally massive scientific and technological campaign. It combines traditional wisdom with modern technology. On shifting sand dunes, people widely adopted the ancient and effective straw checkerboard barriers. These grids, made of dry grass, effectively reduce wind speed and anchor the moving sand, while the decaying straw provides initial organic matter for the soil. At the same time, high-tech became the scalpel. To combat extreme drought, scientists invented water-saving techniques like drip irrigation and fish-scale pits, increasing sapling survival rates from less than 20% to over 80%. Over decades, forestry scientists have screened and cultivated more than 100 drought and salt-tolerant plant special forces, whose roots can penetrate deep into the earth to draw water. Today, the use of sky-eye systems, including aerial seeding by drones and satellite remote sensing, has further evolved sand control from a human wave tactic into precision strikes. After more than 40 years of relentless effort, this ecological battle has achieved world-renowned success. According to a NASA study, the Earth has become greener over the past 20 years, with China accounting for at least 25% of the net increase in global green leaf area, and the 3 North program is a core contributor. The forest coverage in the project area has increased from 5.05% in 1977 to 13.57%. The Muus Desert, once a barren land, has seen 80% of its area brought under control, virtually erased from the geographical map. The number of sandstorm days in Beijing has dropped from over 50 per year to single digits. Economically, the Sahamba Forest Farm in Hebei has created immense ecological and economic value. In Inner Mongolia, the Kubuki model, which combines sand control with photovoltaics, tourism, and poverty alleviation, has been recognized by the United Nations as a global model. However, behind the applause, serious scientific controversies have gradually emerged. The green paradox of water resources. Planting large monocultures of water-intensive trees in arid regions has led to a struggle for water with the heavens. These green pumps, while creating surface vegetation, may also overexploit already fragile groundwater resources, creating a dilemma of greening the surface while depleting the underground. The vulnerability of green deserts. In the early stages, to pursue speed, the project heavily relied on single species like poplar trees. This resulted in vast monoculture forests that, while appearing lush, have extremely low biodiversity and are termed green deserts by ecologists. Such fragile ecosystems are highly susceptible to pests and diseases, which could wipe out entire sections of the forest. From conquest to coexistence, a revolution in progress. Fortunately, China has not shied away from this criticism. The most valuable aspect of this green revolution is perhaps its capacity to continuously learn, adapt, and evolve. Facing these challenges, the philosophy of the 3 North program is undergoing a profound shift from conquering nature to coexisting with nature. The new generation of sand control strategies is more scientific, abandoning the obsession with tall trees in favor of a combination of trees, shrubs, and grasses, prioritizing low water use plants to fix sand, determining greening by water availability, a core principle to ensure vegetation's water demand does not exceed natural supply, and promoting new models like photovoltaic sand control, which combines solar power generation with cultivation underneath the panels, achieving a win-win for new energy and ecological restoration. China's Green Great Wall is an epic still being written. It is both a monument to human determination and resilience and a mirror reflecting the limits of our understanding of nature. It proves that humanity has the capacity to heal the wounds it inflicts on the planet, but only on the condition that we remain humble and respect science. The global implications of this story are profound, inspiring projects like the Great Green Wall of Africa. The war between desert and forest is far from over, but China's practice has, for the first time, shown all of humanity the real possibility of reversing land desertification. It poses an ultimate question. As the most transformative species on this planet, should we act as conquerors of nature, or learn to be prudent and wise gardeners of the earth? The answer, perhaps, is drifting in the wind that blows through the boundless forests of the 3 North Shelter Belt.